in our continuing effort to bring you all the information we can about healthcare, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama is the place to go. Now, you've heard me say this many times. I've had Blue Cross, I don't know, 20 years, 25 years, I don't know, a long, long time. And there's a program for those of you that are individuals. Doesn't matter what age you are, but you're an individual and you're not part of a group or anything like that, and you have a family, and you and your family, and you need health insurance. Well, there's a plan for that here at Blue Cross. And with me, of course, is Brent Carter, who's in charge of that division here at Blue Cross. Brent, thanks so much for being with us. Let's talk about that particular program that y'all have.
Well, the individual market, and we say individual, but it is individual and families.
Yes.
And you kind of summed it up great.
Yeah.
It's for people that aren't eligible for an employer group plan.
Yeah.
So they're on their own to get their own insurance.
Right.
And we have some great plans through healthcare.gov, through the marketplace. The marketplace is a huge component because you can qualify for tax credits. Right. Based on your family size and household income. Right. But we have some excellent agents that can help people navigate that.
Yeah, I think that's important that we used to call that Obamacare in the old days.
It is. ACA, Obamacare.
Yeah, and ACA, Affordable Health Care, whatever they call it. And there's still that tax break that you get on your premium. It depends. It's based on the average income of, I can't really remember exactly how it works, but the lowest income in the country is rounded out.
Poverty level.
The poverty level, that's it. And I don't know what that is these days. Do you know what that is?
You know, for an individual, one person, it's a little over $13,000 a year.
Right.
And kind of what's happened with the Affordable Care Act, when it first came out in 2014, there was an income ceiling that if you went over a certain amount, you didn't qualify for any tax credits.
Oh, okay.
Well, when the pandemic occurred and through legislation, they've really extended the income limits. So there's families of 4, families of 3, families of 2 that are qualifying for tax credits now because they're available because of the income expansion that they didn't qualify for initially. So we have a lot of people that are taking advantage of the tax credit and they're lowering their premiums considerably.
Yeah, and that's important because, and some people think, well, we make too much money to get into the ACA. Well, maybe you don't. And the nice thing about it, you can pick up the phone and call Blue Cross or go online. But when you pick up the phone, an interesting thing, all the call centers are based here in the United States. They're all domestic call centers. So if you're not sure, but the nice thing about these domestic call centers is there's several languages. If you're not fluent in English, there's somebody there that can help you in other languages. So that's important too, but all the call centers are in the United States.
Yes, Bob, you're right. All of our call centers are domestic, but we do have the ability to dial in a translator for any potential member that needs assistance in a different language. We use the language line solution to where our agent connects with whatever language they need, and then we're able to help them just like anybody else.
Now, if you already have an ACA program, and so what do you do then?
Great question. And so if you are an existing ACA member and you're receiving a tax credit, really the only thing you need to do is verify your income during that open enrollment period and making sure that your income is accurate for the next year so your tax credit will be accurate.
Can, for some reason, if you had another child, would that increase your tax credit?
Yes. So anytime you have an event such as adding a baby, adding a dependent, or your income changes, you can make those changes at any time throughout the year when those events occur.
Okay, and that open enrollment starts when?
That open enrollment period starts November 1st.
Right.
It runs through December 15th. If you enroll during that time, your coverage will be effective January 1st. But there's also a period between December 15th in January 15th where you can enroll
Right.
and your coverage would start February 1st.
And again, can you start that at any time during the year?
Yes. So some of the events, qualifying events, such as somebody loses their job and they've lost their employer group coverage,
Right.
that would open up a special election period for them to enroll in an individual plan with us.
All right. Now, I guess it's important to know if someone, again, worked for a small company and they don't offer a plan and they're 40 years old and have a spouse and children, 2 or 3 children. So the income level counts for them, their spouse, and each child?
Yes. So it's all based on your tax return. So it's however many dependents. First of all, the spouses have to file a joint return.
Right.
Then you look at how many dependents. Let's just say there's 2 dependents on that tax return. You have husband, wife, 2 dependents, so that's a family of 4. And then that's what the tax credit and the income range is based on.
Is it based on their age at all?
No,
No.
the premium is based on their age. The tax credit is based on their income.
Their income. So it doesn't matter. So their tax credit could still go up, which would reduce their premium.
Correct.
Based on their income.
Yes.
Okay. I think that's really important. That could be confusing to some people.
Every once in a while, we do it quite frequently, is maybe you have a spouse that becomes Medicare eligible.
Right.
And the other spouse is 62.
Right.
So when they become Medicare eligible, they transition to either our Blue Advantage plan
Right.
or C+.
Right.
And the remaining spouse that's 62
Right.
can stay on that plan, but it still looks at their household income.
Oh, okay.
So for that one person, it's still
the household
the
income,
household income is the driving factor.
which would be down lower because they're not working, probably.
Probably, yes.
Probably. Okay, let's do the open enrollment again time so people will know on the plan, not Medicare plan, but if you're under an individual plan not covered by your employer. And that starts,
So the individual market open enrollment starts November 1st.
right,
It runs through December 15th.
right.
And if you enrolled during that time, your plan would become effective January 1st.
Okay. If you have any questions, easy enough to do, just get on the phone, go online, and all the information is there.